Good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a great day, and I hope you're being safe, and I hope you're adapting well to this social isolation, and I hope you're keeping your family safe as well. I want to thank those of you that have wives that are nurses or family members that are nurses or doctors or someone in the medical profession, and I just want to take a moment and thank them for what they do. I know that when we get stuck, sometimes it's intentional, sometimes it's not. We're going to be in yards and pastures and fields, and sometimes it just happens. If we're in the ditches, we want to always take into consideration the center of gravity. We do not want to upset that truck or roll it over. We want to always make sure that we have the sufficient equipment, and the equipment that we are extracting a vehicle with is sufficient. If not, we may have to get a tow. Some of you may need to use the pads, some of you may not have them, and some of you may just have to improvise the best way you can at your particular co-op. In this next slide, I want to thank Boone County for sending me these pictures. They actually had to go out the other day and they got their pads out and they put those down in the customer's yard and avoided getting stuck. And that was a very easy, simple thing for them to do. And they've got the equipment to do it with. Good job. As Boone County went out to the job site, they loaded up the pads on the trailer, and this may require a little extra manpower, and that's okay. Even with these pads, we can kind of still take care of social distancing because probably going to have one on each corner or one on one end and one on the other end, and they take the trailer to the job site. Again, good job, Boone County. This video is brought to us by Du Bois REMC, or I guess actually Du Bois REC, and they had to get this truck stuck. And as you notice in this slide, they two-parted this winch line. Then they hooked a third one on as a little extra oomph to their situation. And you can watch the video, and I'd encourage you to do that and see how stuck this truck is. Again, having the proper equipment is a safe and secure way to extract a vehicle, and it can be done if you have the right equipment. Their two-part block is 10 to 12 ton. They've got two different ones at that co-op. They do have a couple 8-ton there, and way they measure their block is by the strength of their winch line. Thanks.
Yeah.
That's where they stuck around it.
Pictured here is the weighted blanket. They weigh about 1 pound. Their cost on them are very inexpensive. They take up very little space to carry on your trucks. It's a good way to ensure safety of if that winch line would snap or break. It'd prevent whiplashing back through the windshield, possibly injuring or killing someone in the driver's seat or in the passenger seat, which I hope we don't have a passenger in that there while we're extracting, or possibly whiplashing and hitting a bystander around. Always keep the people plenty far back away from something like that. And also, I hope that you guys consider buying these inexpensive blankets and carrying on your trucks and help prevent an accident from happening. We've had 9 winch lines break in the last several years, and we really are stepping it up to encourage these weighted blankets. This picture is brought to us by our own Heartland REMC, and I want to thank Mike Kelsey for taking these pictures. He built this program for a CLCP certification, and we want to talk about appropriate attachment points Every truck has an appropriate attachment point, and in some cases, we have the trailer hooks that are very easily to hook up to, but that is the most unsecure way to extract a vehicle. Do not, do not hook to where the trailers are to be attached and extract a vehicle. Always go to something that is attached directly to the frame and is rated to extract the weight of that vehicle. In January, I went and did a crew visit at Harrison REMC, and these two young men, Jacob and Cody, are on the poles. And this job, required about 4, 5, 6 spans of wire to be pulled in. It was extremely muddy, and these two young apprentices and journeymen stepped up and told Rodney Cecil, their foreman, hey, why don't we just go ahead and climb these poles and not drag out all that equipment and not get these trucks stuck and not tear the yards up and not put undue stress on the equipment. And let's just go ahead and climb, pull the wire in and tie in. It's pretty simple. We don't have to walk far in there, and we can do this. I really take my hat off to these two fine young men that took the initiative to come up with this game plan and work accordingly. That was great work, and that was great work on Rodney's part to grow these guys up to be good linemen and to know that there's a time to tear up a yard, and there's a time to climb a pole. Good job, guys. Thanks. To wrap this up, I want to thank Harrison, Boone, Heartland, and Du Bois for providing today's slides, and these are real situations. And I want to just tell everyone to take time to have a game plan in place when they do have to extract a vehicle. As you can see, some had to get stuck, and we understand that. And sometimes we get stuck and we don't mean to, and sometimes we have full intentions to do it. And there are times when we can have other ways and other means to do a job that would not require the pads or to even get stuck. So again, I want to thank those young men for stepping up to the plate and not being a lazy lineman. Have a great day, and everyone be safe and keep your social distancing as a top priority in these difficult times. Y'all be careful. That's my story today, and I'm sticking to it.